The benefits of having a real estate agent, what they are, and why you as the buyer should always, always, always have an agent, especially when it's your first time. So, number one is the fact that you do not pay the commission to have an agent. The seller does, which is a huge advantage for you, which is why you should definitely find an investor-friendly real estate agent. Okay. Number two, they're trained in your market. Okay, even if you've born and raised in your market, there are things that real estate agents do every single day because they're in your market every single day. They know that you don't, right? They go to meetings. They are constantly in contact with other brokers or other agents, or they're going to investor meetups or just real estate associations, right? And they are constantly being consumed with the market that you're in, probably more than you are, which means that they're going to have tips or tricks. So if you find the right one, a one that already is an investor, that understands what you need, why you need it, they will look at the world totally different than just a normal agent that wants to get you into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for your family. It's just a totally different mindset shift. I'm telling you, because I'm an agent. When I talk to other agents that they're either investors or the other ones aren't, it's just totally different worlds when I talk real estate with them. Okay, so that's the second one. They're trained in your market. Okay. The third one is they understand the process. Something that you're going to learn over time when you start to do more deals is you're going to understand the process of getting a property from listed to sold and under contract into your possession. It's a unique process. There's a lot to it, right? And you, as a first-time buyer, probably don't know that process. So it's very important to have a trained professional on your team that's already an investor, that understands what you need, that'll help guide you through that process. The third one, or the fourth one, I should say, I'm sorry, is they understand contracts. Okay, they understand what proposals are, what you should have in them, right? They understand contingencies, which for those that don't know, contingencies are the ability to back out after you already accept. So when I tell people who are presenting offers or looking at properties is to just go make offers. Why is that? Because as an agent, I know that there are contingencies that mean that you can back out if the property is not what you think it is. Okay, so let's give an example of this. You have a $100,000 property, okay, and you think the property is worth $85,000 because it needs work, or for whatever reason you think it isn't what it's worth at $100,000. You would be more comfortable buying it at $85,000. Well, throw that offer out there. Why is that? You have contingencies, all right? You have an inspection period contingency. So if you lock into a contract for $85,000 with the seller, you now have 10 days is the usual, but you can put it whatever you want. You have 10 days now to go through with an inspector, whoever you want, and look at the property to see if it is what it is. If you go through it and you see that it has foundation issues and you did not plan for foundation issues, or you find out that there's water damage in the basement, or that the roof is leaking, or any other number of things wrong with the property, and you did not know that, and it's now going to cost you thousands of dollars to fix that, you can back out of the contract. The other thing you can do is if you have $85,000 contract and you find these things, you can go back and renegotiate with the seller. Go present to them, hey, we found that you have basement issues, you have a roof issue, or whatever it is, and you say it's going to cost me $5,000 to $10,000, whatever the cost is. I need you to lower the cost by that much, or maybe slightly more, just because there are variables of how much work I'll need to do. And a lot of times that'll happen. A lot of times you'll get the contract, say it's $10,000 roof you need to replace, and you have it for 85, and you present them to 75,000. They're ready, they're going, and so that's another process that your agent can walk you through, which is contracts. You don't want to go at that alone, especially when the seller has an agent and they fully understand contracts. They can manipulate you into favoring them in the contract process, and you do not want that. So you want an agent. The other one is that they know the team members for the job. So right now we're talking about generic agents, but they do know team members get the job done. When you find an investor-friendly agent, they are absolutely going to know the team members that need to get the job done for you, because most loan officers don't do multi-unit dwellings. So if you're getting a 3 and a 4 unit or something to the tune of that, you need a loan officer that knows what he's doing. Or for instance, if you did what I did, which is a 203K loan, right? Which is a renovation loan where the bank paid for my renovation on a property, which was a 4 unit. You need somebody that has been through that process or somebody that knows how to get through that process, because I didn't. All right. And Matt Picaro, who was on episode 3, which was the 203K, he's at the 203K way. He's an expert at these. Both of us went through mortgage brokers who had no idea what they were talking about. They're salesmen, so they told us they did at the beginning of the process. But it was a nightmare because we didn't have the right people for the job, and I didn't have the right agent for the job because I was new to this. Okay? And so when you find the right real estate agent, he will point you in a direction of the right loan officer to get the job done. And Matt Picaro has a great, he calls it the 60-second hack, where you can actually look up if you're doing a renovation loan or if you're doing a unique loan. You can actually look up, I believe it's on federal database. I forget the exact site. I can set a link to you if you want that. But if you go on this, it'll show you the exact people doing the loans you want, which was in his case 203K, in your area. And agents know this too, right? And so they can find you the right mortgage brokers for the job. Like myself, I work with about 3 to 4 mortgage brokers that I really trust and like. But the reason why I have multiple mortgage brokers is the fact that not everyone specializes in everything, right? They specialize in 1 to 2 loans or 1 to 2 products that they're very, very good at. They're very efficient at. And the other ones, they're just average at, right? And so I know that. And so when somebody comes to me with a unique situation, I know who to point them to based on the mortgage broker or the mortgage lender's strong points. Okay, so that's another thing to consider. And also, banks versus mortgage brokers. Most of the time, if you're doing unique situations, small banks like credit unions or local banks or mortgage brokers are a lot better at getting those done than big banks like Chase or many of the other banks. The smaller, who are have reason to help you in their area because they want to grow the area that they're in, the local bank, or mortgage brokers who have many people that they can pick from, many lenders, secondary lenders to choose from. So agents will be able to help you in that, long story short. And the last one, they should catch things for you. If you find a good agent, they will catch certain things that you won't be able to see because you're not a trained professional. Okay, so if you have a good agent, they're going to catch certain things, whether it's in the contract, whether it's at the property, whether it's about the neighborhood, right? Because a lot of times in a lot of areas, you can go 1 block over, you can go 1 street over, and the entire demographic changes, right? Maybe one area is built up homes, and then you cross a 4-way stop, and there's trailer parks over there, or there's brand new dollar stores that are going and they're attracting a certain clientele, or maybe there's a lot of crime on this side of the street, and even though the other side of the street's a great area and you still have the same schools, your property's on that side of the street. You want to know that, okay? And real estate agents are trained to know that. We look at all this data and we will bring it to you while we're showing these properties. At least I do, and most agents I know do, right? They'll bring you comparable properties. They'll bring you crime data. They'll bring you, all the demographics that you need to know about the property. We will bring with us as agents.